Guten Tag, Matthias. There you go. That's pretty much the extent of my German. I used to have a lot more, but, you know, it's a long time ago. I haven't had to use it live in the field in Germany for the... Gosh, I haven't been to Germany since 2001. Can't believe it's been that long. Okay, so we have one of these. Now, I'm excited about this because I so rarely get to restore one of these. Gold-plated 6139 6015. Right? Yes, correct. It's got good white loom, which is always a nice thing to see. It ticks over, which is good. Okay, it's just after noon. Your cannon pinion feels pretty worn. So we've got a center wheel and or cannon pinion for sure. And your seals are really, really stiff. Doesn't want to move at all. Okay. It's got the typical wear on the high edges that these GPU cases get, but we're going to clean it up and we'll get it done. One of the nice things about these is that these gold-plated ones, because they tended to show wear a little more quickly than the stainless ones, they tended to have been put aside earlier with less wear, which means generally when I see a gold-plated watch like this, I know the movement has a very good chance of being nice. Okay, so I also have a new camera holder that's nowhere near my watch bench, and so I won't be bonking it anymore, which is great news. Great news. Okay. Would you turn on there? Get hot. Let me just make sure that I am where I need to be. There's the center. Okay. Yeah, a little bit of haze on the inside, but the dial looks great. Hands look good. Original bracelet. Sure it is. It's a little stretched out and loose. I'll have to tighten that up. Same with the end links. Ooh, yeah. Come on, get out of there. Yeah, that's the good stuff. I should, yikes! I should put down a... Those are springboards. Gosh, look at how worn they are. They've got channels worn in them. That's wild. Okay. So let us get this here. Wow. Yeah, that is the good stuff. Look at all the grot in there. Just awesome. I want to put these straight into the mix. I can start soaking. This is one of those things where it's like, well, you know, I could go and hand clean everything, but with these, I just might as well just put it right into the drink. Okay. Let's get these lights over here so we can see. Yeah, see? Look at how beautiful and shiny it is. Beautiful and shiny. Ooh, your seals are as hard as absolutely stiff. Yeah, look at that. No servicing marks that I see. She wants to run. Definitely looks clean. That's the thing, man. These gold-plated cases. I mean, I don't have any hard data for that. It's just a theory. Yeah, look at how shiny it is. That's the thing, is that you see these gold-plated models, they go for, they go for less than other 6139s. People kind of pass them over, but that they don't realize that, especially if the loom is nice and white on the dial, that you've got a chance for a really nice movement. This one looks great. So I'm just going to sit this here. Oh gosh, that was loose. That one's loose. That one wasn't loose, but it sure wasn't tight. Wow, look at how shiny. Screw heads are all nice. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm going to put that, the pawl lever went kaspoink. So I've got to, I'm going to have to just go over there and find it, which won't be hard to do. There's still some lubrication in there. Just a little bit. I want to look under that capsule. Hang on. See, look, I can go all the way under the thing. Yeah, there's no lube under the capsule. So that's typical. If I had $1 billion, I would have a case, a complete case made for one of these things that was solid gold. I think that would be fun. Not worrying about plating anymore, just solid gold. Not that I'm much of a gold wearer, but you definitely want to run. God, this looks so clean. It's so clean. It's so shiny. Wow. Just outstanding. Amazing that it's running. The buttons are so stuck. Okay. Yeah. Crack. Gotta love those seals. Yeah, they come out in pieces. I might have much better condition buttons here. I will have to look and see. I mean, they're steel underneath, so they're not going anywhere. They just might be prettier. Yeah, your crown is bent, and it's missing plating. I mean, but it functions. I guess let's clean it and see what happens. Come on. Okay. Wrong holder. There. Isn't that pretty? I need to get the lights where you guys can see what's happening. I just realized that, so my apologies, everyone. Look at that perfect white loom, man. You see that? And the perfection of the dial. You got a real fighting chance to have a decent movement in there. That's awesome. I wonder how one of these. I remember a long time ago, somebody had one of these that they loved, but they didn't like the case plating being worn, and so they replaced the case and the mid case and the bezel with stainless, but everything else they kept the same. That's your original Type 2. That's the Type 2 double dome crystal that these came with. Yeah, look at the cleanliness. Look at the shine. Isn't that so nice? We'll put that stuff right over there. The sealing surfaces are okay. And of course the tubes are steel, so I don't have to worry about those rusting. So let's drop these into the soup. I have a bunch of different cleaners. One is for case stuff, bracelets, really dirty things, and Movement has its own multi-stage cleaner. Let's see now. If I can get a little bigger for you. There. It's a new holder. Trying to figure it out, so I apologize for the light. Gosh, it's so pretty. God, it's like it's brand new. That's really pretty. That's a really pretty dial. It's just a shame that these are not appreciated for what they are. Yeah, you're yeah, that cannon pinion's definitely worn. Whew, yeah, that's just not here. Okay, so hang on a second. Okay, your main sweep sets just a hair this way. Just as sharp as a razor. No blobbiness, no roundedness. Everything is flat planes, sharp edges. I don't know what Seiko was thinking when they walked away from that one. It's a long story. Don't worry about it. Okay. Come on now. Perfection. Now, yeah, that beautiful sort of dusty satin finish on the dial. Okay. There's almost no clearance between that hand and the dial surface, so I am going to have to get funky. Hang on just one second. Okay. So there we are. You can see, one of the things I always like to see, back at the dial here, beautifully marked with a nice thick purple 2-2. It's February 72. And the case back is March 72, which is exactly perfectly correct. Un momento, por favor. So, let's get it apart. Yeah, look at that. I always say if I find one that's loose, one screw that's loose, I'm typically going to find more than one. Yep. Okay, so let's make sure this thing's at 0. Yeah. Sorry, Sebastian wanted to show me that he has a new ball. Got it at the dentist. He's very excited. God, I live in Grand Central Station. How'd you get in here? Okay, we are once again in a cat-free zone. Okay, so this screw is already very loose. Yeah. Look at how yeah, that wasn't real tight. Neither was that one. Yep. Nice, not dimpled out too. Looks good. That port right there looks great. Intermediary. Minute counter wheel. A little bit of haze. Moisture, when it gets in, tends to migrate to the middle of the movement sometimes. I'm not exactly sure why, but that's what it does. I really am an airhead. The second layer. So shiny. Yep, that one was loose. That one wasn't that tight. That one was a little loose too. Yeah, we're starting to, look at that lower mainspring arbor port. We're starting to get a teeny line of scribing over here from that ratchet wheel tipping over. See, isn't it amazing? You have a movement that it has this low miles, and yet still lower mainspring arbor port. Some bean counter back in Japan did the math and said, no, we're not going to do that. Talking about adding a jewel, and it was good enough for 6159s and Grand Seikos and stuff, but not their beautiful chronographs. Okay. Yeah, there's that S2 lubricant pushed its way out of the barrel, and you can only see the remains of the lubricant. I'm not worried about that. Okay, here we go. The heart of the whole business. Right there. Yep, it's good. Excellent. Got a little bit up and down, that's not a big deal, but it does not, we have no back and forth, which is nice. That's where you can lose a lot of power in one of these. Someday, I'm going to go and I'm going to jewel everything in one of these, like every last gosh darn thing, I'm going to jewel it. Yeah. Very typical. Very typical. Hey, look at that. Isn't that interesting? Look at that fingerprint. I'd swear this movement has never been opened from the minute it got built, and yet fingerprint, and there's some over here too. Like, all these screw heads are perfect. The movement's perfectly clean, and yet look at that. It's like the old saying is, you know, you never want to buy something that was built on a Monday or a Friday. Maybe somebody here was feeling a little under the weather. Okay. Oh, look at that. Isn't that funny? I keep looking at the fingerprint and I'm like, some individual in Sua Prefecture in 1972 touched this. And who knows what's left of their life. Where they are now, if they are in fact anywhere. Or if they're just gone and this is the remnant of a nameless person never to be found. There you go. It's original. Original from Seiko. See if I can get this any lower. This new holder of mine. Yeah, that looks a little nicer. Okay. Yeah. Early enough though, look, it's all metal. Day-date quickset lever. Minute wheel bridge. Minute wheel. This thingy. Date driving wheel. Spring. A little dirty. Yeah, this is one of those things where they lubed the center wheel on this one with possibly S4. You can see it's this gray stuff. Okay, so now I gotta look at that. There's the lower mainspring. Oh yeah, you can see how much it's blown out to one side. Okay, let me get that. Okay, so out of the cleaner, there's your new lower mainspring arbor jewel. Just looking just shiny as anything. I'm having to run your case through the cleaner again. I ran it through a whole series of serious cleaning, and I had to hand clean it afterwards, and then I went ahead and put it back in for another round. So that's the buzzing that you're hearing. Oh, ditto also with the bracelet. I had to take the bracelet apart. All the removable links were stuffed full of black garbage. But that's fairly typical. Okay. So that is the buzzing that you hear in the background. Okay, let's see how we're doing here. Hey, inside of your mainspring barrel is pretty clean. I mean, well, yeah, it's clean, but I mean, it's not really brassed. That's good news. Okay, well, I need to be right on top of this to do the next two things I need to do, so let me do that. Okay, so I started assembling your center wheel. Remember I told you the hands were loose, and I said you've got a center wheel and or cannon pinion problem. Definitely had a center wheel problem. It was just worn. I'm not quite sure why, but one of the big things is that when it was down in here, that's the center wheel. So all the power transfer comes out of the mainspring and hits that first. So that has to be steady. It has to be solid. This wheel was all kinds of like floppy because the pinion was worn and everything else, and so it was moving around. Can't have that. That's no good. That'll suck up a ton of amplitude, and we don't want that. So you want to have it be free turning, but staying in plane, which is what we have now. And that is what we need to do. So now I am at the end of my day almost. I want to get this thing running. I haven't put together the calendar side. I just got to this point. So I want to get this thing running, and I'll deal with the calendar on another tomorrow. I just want to get this going. So let me see what's going on with that. Let me get that in a little tighter for you. So nice and clean. Nice and clean. Yeah, right at the end of the day, I gotta step on it. No, I don't have to step on it. I just need to work steadily. There's no stepping on it. Yep, all nice and clean. So now let us get our train bridge up here. Also nice and clean. Exactly what we want to see. Nice, nice, nice. Upper escape wheel jewel. Upper third wheel. And I need a little bit more. That's good. Then right. Gosh darn fires. I apologize, by the way, for the continuous humming. It's a bad habit of mine, and it's one I'm used to being alone. So when I have watchers, I have to sort of sit on myself to stop doing that. But in case anybody cares, the song I'm humming is "I'm an Outlaw" by Kurt Weill, pronounced the German way, like the conductor, the musician, the composer Kurt Weill, but it was Americanized when they hit the Ellis Island, and so it is spelled V-I-L-E, Kurt Weill, and that's his actual name. There you go, see? Do you got wise blood? It's so nice having things be clean, like super duper clean, and especially when they were clean to begin with. It's just like, it's like clean squared. Gosh darn it. Okay, good. So, clearly 2/3 of the train is running nicely, which is exactly what we want. We're going to have a little bit of lubrication on the leading edge of the reset lever so that it glides smoothly across the plane. When the reset's coming, it doesn't hang up. That is what we want. Come on. Gosh. Get on there. God, it's not like you have anything else to do today. Okay. I mean, that might be just the thing for you folks. Instead of having to listen to me chatter, you can just put on music. Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Kurt Weill recently. It's a nice switch. Especially after a steady diet of listening to Alt J. Because Kurt Weill stuff is like, it just rolls. There's one of his songs, Walking on a Pretty Day, and it just keeps going. And it just rolls. Just something that I like. Okay. No, that's not the one I need. Put that over there. Okay, operating lever spring. Okay. Get snapped down in place. Now, hammer. Boom, booby, boom, 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 boom. Hammer time. Wait, wrong song. Okay. That's a little bent in. I like to have it a little bit higher out. Minute counter wheel, intermediate minute counter wheel, I remember back in the day, man, trying to do this stuff, getting all these wheels to sit where they're supposed to sit so you can put it together. Man, dropping this chronograph bridge took forever. It just takes time. It just takes time. Yeah, look at that. There's almost... Ooh, that's nice. Okay. Yeah. Nah. I don't know why I'm trying to do that. That's dumb. Trying to be fancy. You should do it the old way. Okay, see? That's the way to go. Old way is better. I'm always trying to look for places to improve my process. Some improvements are improvements and some are steps back. People say if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but sometimes it can be better. Make sure I'm still in frame. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's as tight as we need it, and then put this right up there. Look at that. Yeah, baby. Yes. Nice and clean. That's exactly what you want. Right on. Okay. Let's look at our train. Yeah, and that mainspring lower arbor port, I got that right. The teeth of the mainspring barrel are intersecting the center wheel exactly where we want them to. Just like that. Cool. Okay. I think I might get this thing running before dinner time. Pulling the plug. Okay. Yeah, buying gold-plated case watches is kind of my secret. People avoid them and they don't. They think the inside's going to match the outside. And I tell you, if you've got white loom. Okay, so that looks there. Let's put a little bit of power in the mainspring. See if we can get this thing to flick just before I go and bolt everything down. Yep. So you see that? Nice clean flick. That should be fun. Okay. Blink. Ooh, that looks strong. Looks strong. One of the tricks to dropping in balances and stuff like this is you don't move the balance, you move the movement underneath it. Come on. Why aren't you sitting down? Okay. That was kind of funky. I wonder what was up with that. I'm going to pull that balance and look at it again. I don't like the way that's turning. It doesn't look happy to me. That's funky too, that it wouldn't just drop into place on the bridge. That's wrong. Something's not right there. You know, you always think, gosh darn it, you always think that you're going to just bolt it together and run for the hills, but it's not necessarily going to happen. Why is this acting like it's a force fit? This should just drop on. Dude, this isn't hard. I just want to check it. It just makes me happy if I can just check it. Well, your hairspring's a little out of wonk. You can see that. Not a lot, but some. Weird. But that should not have affected how this thing bolts together. Alright, well, let's try it again. Come on. Lord. Problem is when you're this close, you don't get a lot of and the fighting begins. A little hard with the depth perception. Okay. Okay, well, I don't want to succumb to temptation to rip this thing apart without even checking the numbers yet. I'm just going to let it run. It's one of my biggest ever mistakes is I get impatient. I'm like, why isn't this working? And then I go and rip it apart, and then if I just left it alone, it would have been fine. Alright, I gotta go upstairs. It's time. So, it's running. I'm gonna pick this up tomorrow. Okay, as usual, I didn't hold to my own promise. I'm still working on this. Sabrina just went and checked in on me. We're getting more usable numbers now. I had to fiddle with the hairspring some, and but now just either when you mess with the hairspring, you can tell very quickly when you've gotten it where it needs to go. So I'm getting much cleaner numbers now, and it's definitely settling in, which is good. And I have a clear conscience now to leave it and let it run in overnight, and I will check in with it tomorrow. I just like looking at the numbers. Yeah. Sorry, that's hard to see. It's this new holder. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to hide it. I'll have to work on that. Okay, we're going up. Yeah, good, okay. I'm gonna leave it overnight. Get it funkified, defunkified. Yeah, 235. Yeah, baby. Let's go. Let's keep rising. Rock on. And there it is. All of its glory. Isn't it just amazing what cleaning does? It makes things so much better. And now, of course, that it's all clean and it functions, and you've got this beautiful new crystal in here, it's just, you can see everything about it. Super happy. Well, and I hope you are too. I have, so in the end, really the only bad part was the center wheel. Your can opinion was fine. It was just the center wheel was worn, and it's good to go. I have one of these. I actually dug through my stuff. Hang on. Anyway, I have one of these. I dug through my stuff, and here's this one out of my parts drawer. The case is much more badly pitted than yours, but the dial and the hands and everything are the same condition. So I'm looking forward to redoing that. I'm going to take some time out this weekend maybe and do that. Anyway, but there it is. I thank you so much, and it is ready to go. Okay, I look forward to returning this to you in Germany.